I'm Anthony Lin, the OpenShift specialist from Singapore, covering Red Hat ASEAN. I have with me Jasmine from MongoDB. Jasmine, do you want to give a quick introduction of yourself?
Hi, I'm Jasmine Lim, the Senior Solution Architect in Mongo. I cover Singapore market.
Great. Thanks, Jasmine. So in today's topic, we are going to look at how we can deploy MongoDB Operator on OpenShift. It is a certified operator that MongoDB has worked together with Red Hat to make sure that it runs properly on OpenShift. We're also going to look at some of the search capabilities that comes along with the MongoDB capabilities. We'll move on to the next slide. So in this slide, we look at the certified operators that is available on OpenShift. And in this case, we have the MongoDB Controllers for Kubernetes version 1.6.1 from the stable channel. So this version itself will keep changing depending on when you install it. This basically will change based on the software updates that goes along with the Mongo operator itself. So let's have a look at the actual environment. So from the software catalog over here, from the OpenShift interface, you can see over here that this is the one that has been installed. So if we search for it over in the software catalog, we will be able to find the MongoDB controllers for Kubernetes certified operator, and we will be able to just install it. Upon installation, what happens is that you will see different instances that needs to be created in order for this to run properly. Of course, some of this will include things like the Ops Manager, the MongoDB Search. We have also to create things like the MongoDB user in order for everything to work properly. If we look at the controllers as well as the other pods that is running within the namespace, we have created a namespace called MongoDB project in OpenShift that is being used to run the operators as well as things like the Ops Manager, the databases, the replica set, and search capabilities that comes along with the operator. We can see, for instance, that these 3 copies are going to be running across 3 different nodes using anti-affinity rules to ensure that we do not have a situation where if one of the worker node goes down, the services will all go down at the same time. We want to make sure that it is set up in a highly available fashion and everything continues to run even if we lose one of the worker nodes, right? So I'm going to move on back into the slides to make sure that Jasmine is able to cover a bit more around the architecture of MongoDB within OpenShift. Right, hand over to you, Jasmine, to talk more about the MongoDB in OpenShift.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. So with the operator, you can install the Ops Manager, which will do the monitoring, automation, backup, and restore of the MongoDB instance, which here we install as a 3-node replica set, as what you can see on top. At the same time, we also install with our search capability, search in A, and what you see here as a Mongo T. So all of these 3 components can be run in the OpenShift cluster, and how we actually can interact with the search capability is using command line to actually or API to create indexes in search and vector search.
Thanks, Jasmine. So what happened next is that let's have a look at the Ops Manager in the environment. Just go back to the OpenShift console. So we can see over here that this is the Ops Manager matrix screen. Jasmine, do you want to walk us through on what we have over here?
Yeah. So in the Ops Manager, as mentioned earlier, you can use the Ops Manager to monitor the replica set, which is here the RS1 being installed. Under the metrics tabs, you are able to see the metrics like CPU, memory, and all other metrics as you see on below. So under above, there's also a data tab where from there you will see all the data that is in this cluster itself. So when you load it, you are able to see the collections and the database that is being used for the demo later. So if you click, yes, this is the one. So if you click on the profiler, you are able to actually see the query, which are the one that taking more than 100 milliseconds by default to execute. We also have a performer advisor that will provide advice that what are the indexes to be created to enhance the performance of your query, and those unused indexes to be removed to actually improve the write and read performance of your code. of your operations. So next, we will actually move on to the demo scenario, which is the slide. Anthony, can you help me to move to the slide?
All right. Thanks, Jasmine, for walking us through the Ops Manager in OpenShift. So this piece of the demo, we are going to walk through the MongoDB search on OpenShift.
Okay, let me explain about this demo. We've created a Python application to upload the file from a sample spreadsheet. I will be showing it later on, and use that content to perform different kind of search, include the full text search, data search, and a hybrid search. I will share more later on, and you will interact with the instances that deploy in the OpenShift, include the MongoDB replica set and also the MongoDB search in EA. And we will be using the Amazon Bedrock to generate the embedding. So now let's just move to the environment.
Okay, we'll move on to the environment. This is actually an application that is running on the OpenShift virtualization. So before we run the application, let me just show you how it looks like in OpenShift. From here, what really happens is that we have built a VM that runs the application in OpenShift. As some of you may know, have this capability called the OpenShift virtualization feature in OpenShift. What happens in this case is this is based on the very popular Kubernetes project. So the application itself has been deployed on this Red Hat Linux instance that is running inside OpenShift. If we were to click on the web console, we will be able to see that the application has been running on this particular machine itself. So we'll use this machine as well as the application that runs inside to run the demo, as what Jasmine has mentioned. Right. So let's go back to the application. I think they're talking about this spreadsheet, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a spreadsheet. So this spreadsheet will contain 4 columns. One is the project, source, and destination and distribution. So it's describing that this project, like App Pro, the source of the data actually is from this S3 raw data bucket going to the Lambda process functions and the description about this project. So we'll be using the different search capability to search against the descriptions. So here we'll be selecting this sample as a spreadsheet and upload into MongoDB and also create the search index. It will take a short while to actually effect is uploaded. So from the search capability down there will be 3 options. Like I mentioned earlier, we were doing a full text search which is based on Lucene. We'll be doing a vector search and also a hybrid search, which is the combination of the full text search and the vector search to improve the accuracy and the relevancy of the result. Let's see what we have when we execute the query. We'll be executing the same query, send notification. Like say we start with the full text search and we do a search. You will see all the result. As long as it contains a send or a notification, it will be returned to you. And we also include the scoring of the relevancy, the scoring of the result that is being returned to you. So next, let's look at the search, what kind of result you'll be getting. So similar here, the thing it will, for vector search, it will look for the description that is similar to what you are asking for, so send notification. So instead of just finding based on the notification and the send word, it will look for the context that is similar to what you are looking for. So let's say if I base on the hybrid search, so this will return something similar, but also maybe closer to what you are looking for in the result. So it depends on your search result that you want to actually give to your customer. We have these 3 capabilities available in MongoDB for you to create the application that you require.
All right. Thanks, Jasmine. So this is actually what we wanted to show. We hope that this has shown you that it is possible to run MongoDB on OpenShift using the certified operators, and we can also leverage on MongoDB to perform things like vector search, hybrid search, text, Search, just like what Jasmine was walking us through earlier. We thank you very much, right, for staying with us and watching this very short demo video. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you.